What's up, Town Creek ATV world? Finally gonna make an ATV video for you. I know, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But I'm gonna do it, and I'm actually really excited about today because I get to do something I really enjoy doing, which is bringing back old machines that have been neglected, left sitting. This one is really nice, actually, and I wish I could have it, but I can't. It's not mine. I don't own it. What do we work on today? Well, let me show you. Welcome to Town Creek ATV. This is a 2000, the last year of the 4Trax 300. This is a 2000 Honda 4Trax 300. Right now, all it's got is 25-inch super swappers in the rear, regular old front tires up here. This one is a two-wheel drive edition, not full-wheel drive. It's missing the go shaft. It's gone. There it is. Look how clean this is. 2000. Asking yourself, what's wrong with it? I'll tell you. Fuel. Not what you would think, though. It's not the fuel tank. Fuel tank is actually crisp, like really crisp. That was one of the first things I thought was, where the hell am I going to find a 300 fuel tank? But let's see if you can see. There's almost no rust in this thing. The reason is because it sat for almost 10 years, if I remember right. But it sat with no fuel in it, with the gas cap turned off. So naturally my thought was, okay, well, it just needs a carburetor. You know, we could probably rebuild it potentially, but let me show you what happens. Either one of two things happens. Either it starts and barely runs, or it starts and takes off. Let's see what happens. Sounds pretty good, right? Sounds great. Runs just fine. Yeah, she's overloading pretty good. So I'm still gonna give the guy the original carburetor, but he just wanted this thing done real cheap, real quick on a budget. Finally getting around to getting it taken care of. So let's go over what we're doing today. So we're gonna set it on fire. Just kidding, that was for something else. Changing out the air filter first before I get my hands really, really dirty. We're gonna get that done. Got a new fuel filter for it, which you don't have to have, but because it sat for so long and I'm not replacing the gas tank, I wanna put something in here to catch as much trash coming through as I can and not let it get into the new carburetor. This is obviously a cheap replacement carburetor, but I have used these on a million different machines and they work just fine every time, and it saves you a lot of time and money. A jet kit on these is about 30 bucks, and that's what I paid for the carburetor. Obviously, new carburetor cover with the new thingamajigger. And we're gonna go ahead and change the oil on it. I gotta go to the shop and get some oil for this thing. He requested that we change the oil on it, even though it is really, really clean. He requested an oil change. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do first is, oh, there's also one more thing too. I left it inside. Out the ignition coil and the spark plug as well. At his request, he wanted to tune up too. So, and I figured if it's been sitting that long, it should probably have a ignition coil and spark plug. So we're gonna go ahead. This should be really simple. We're gonna pull the front plastics off. We're gonna pull the gas tank off, seat off, rip the carburetor out, rip the coil off, rip the plug off, and then we'll go ahead and get the oil changed here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start this video off the right way. With I guess that's what you call yee boy camo. It's Wednesday. We're halfway there. All right, let's get this rack off, and I guess we'll go from there. 12 up top, 13 down below. Then we got 10s here. Just like that, now I have all the room in the world to get to the coil and everything else. Get this rat's nest out of here, bird's nest, whatever it is. That. Alright, so like I was telling you, it goes coil to the mount, then your ground strap, then your bolt. Now I always leave these plugged in so I can put the wires back on in the exact orientation they came out. Okay? Like that. Now I've got a brand new coil, and I can go ahead and feed it back up through here and bolt that back on, and then we can get to that spark plug. Now that's back on here. Obviously, go ahead, get this off. Now you can get to your spark plug. We're gonna go ahead and yank that bad boy up because I'm pretty sure it's original to the machine, and it's finger tight. That's great. That's really good. I hear you want them finger tight. Makes it easier. There you go. Yeah. I'd say I was running a touch rich. Gap still looks good. DPR 80A. This is definitely usable, but it's definitely original to the machine. So we're gonna go ahead and get this changed out. I always put them right next to each other so I can verify the gap, the tread pattern, the thread pattern, as well as of course the size of the head on it. Make sure everything matches up really good before I just go slap it in. Also keep in mind, guys, these have to have this threaded end up, not the round part you see on regular car spark plugs. So we'll slap this new guy back in here. All right, now that that's good and tight, made sure it wasn't stripping, it went right straight in. I came to a good stopping point. Now the fun part begins. I gotta go ahead and pull this air box out, get the carburetor out. Totally forgot to change the air filter. We'll go ahead and do that really quick, and we'll get that carburetor. All right, let's get this cover off. See how nasty that air filter is? Got to go. Got to go. I do have to get this off to get this carburetor out. It just, you can do it without taking the air box off, but I promise you, it's just exponentially easy just to get it off and get it out of the way. Not to mention, once you do that, you actually pull this out, gives you a lot more room. All right, little 8 mils. No, yeah. Filter's in great shape. 100% fantastic shape. Now it actually looks like a pre-filter. Now when my hands are clean, we'll go ahead and put that new filter on there. Now these things are a bear and a half to do. What you got to do is get one side kind of started. Make sure you slice your finger open. That's always a good help. And then get half of it over, and that gives you the advantage to go ahead and pull the rest of it over like that. And then you can easily push it right back down. Oh, I say easily, but you can push it back down onto the seat. Should look something like that when you're done. Put your end on there, flatten it out. All said and done, you should have a filter that looks like this. Mounts in the machine like that. And you're good. Let's get that carburetor out of here. Okay. I hope this is okay. We're replacing that anyway. Let me get this off of there. Look at this. It's frozen solid. That diaphragm's about blown out. So this would be a $40, $50 rebuild. Not worth it. Let me get this off of here. Maybe. Yeah. Can't really see anymore. There was dirt built up there. You can see what's going on in there. Listen to this diaphragm. Could it run better now? Potentially. I don't know what else is going on down in here. Up here, you know, that looks pretty good going actually to the motor. But like I said, I have a new one here. We're going to go ahead and keep this one, but we'll swap it out for a new one on the machine. Just for reference, here's a new one with the new diaphragm. No noise. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Don't mind me. Leaking from the hose end, so I gotta go see if I have a hose that fits this. So here's the deal: it needs new fuel holes. The fumes are getting to me. It needs a new fuel hose. This is what I was trying to say. So I don't have any. I used the last little bit of whatever I had that actually would have fit on there on a machine I no longer have. Rest in peace stickers. It's a good time. So gotta go try and find some fuel hose. that'll fit that thing. And then it should be done.